Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Liz. Today we're going to go through a short yin yoga practice. So just focusing on a couple of different shapes. And this is going to be perfect at any time of day. So don't feel like it's something that you just do in the evening. We're going to be bringing energy into the body. So a lot of people say that yin yoga is really good for relaxing them, and that is absolutely one of the benefits of yin yoga. But it can also be really amazing for building and cultivating energy in your system. So today's focus will be focusing on opening up through the front side of the body. So if you are feeling a little bit lethargic, maybe it's sort of midway through your day, if you've got some space and a little bit of time, this is going to be perfect for you just to recharge everything. And we're going to do something a little bit different at the end to our traditional yoga where we would lay and we would rest. We're going to be doing something a little bit different that I will let you know at the end what we're going to do, but it's going to leave you feeling quite invigorated and energized to take on the rest of your day. So we're going to begin just in a comfortable seated position, either sitting on your butt, maybe it's on a chair, or you're sitting on your legs like I am here, or maybe you're standing. So just a comfortable position that allows you to lengthen up through the spine. You can close the eyes down if that feels okay. Take a breath in through the nose, roll the shoulders up. As you breathe out, just let those shoulders roll back down. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, roll the shoulders up. Breathing out, rolling them back down. And just finding a nice position there, lengthening through the spine. Think about taking the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Slight little tuck of the chin. Starting to find a really nice connection into your breath. Breathing in smoothly through the nose. Breathing out either through the nose or the mouth. And just continuing that nice smooth rhythm of breath that feels right for you. So the one thing I really love about yin yoga is it allows you to start to really find an awareness of yourself, an awareness of your body. It's really important that we have that awareness as we move through life. So just breathing at a pace that feels right for you. You might even do a little check-in throughout the body. If there's any areas of tension or tightness. Knowing that you can direct your breath to where you want it to go in your body. You can focus on that area. So it might be the shoulders, maybe it's the hips, if you've been sitting for most of the day. Take a couple more breaths. And if you'd like to, maybe setting an intention for yourself for the practice, maybe to bring more energy in, maybe it's to let something go. Just knowing that that intention is super powerful when you make it the focus. The eyes are closed, gently open them. We're going to come into our first shape, dragon. It's one of my favorites. Can be quite an intense position. So just being mindful of it and just allowing your body to go where it naturally wants to go. So coming onto the hands and knees. And you're going to bring your right foot around the outside, just near your right hand. So you want to line the wrist, the elbow, or the shoulder up first, and then stepping the foot around. And the back knee, you can shift that back until you start to feel something happening through the front of the left hip. You may need to put something underneath the back knee. If that needs to happen, let that happen. Maybe a cushion or a towel or a blanket. Now, traditionally with Yin, it's a very passive practice. But there are some shapes like this one that require some effort. So we need to press into the palms, lengthening up through the arms, having the shoulders away from the ears, just to hold the body up there strong. There's a few different variations of this. So if you have a different one that you know of and you feel like going into that today, please do. And then letting the hips, see if you can start to let them sink down towards the mat or sink down towards the floor. So finding that nice little balance of effort and then release. Bringing back that smooth breath that you found at the start of the class. Breathing nice and smoothly in through the nose. Breathing out either through the nose or the mouth. And as you're breathing smoothly, start to bring your awareness to where you feel this in your body. You may find there's a few positions where it's really obvious. Maybe it's the front of the left hip. Maybe you feel that around the back of the right hip. Paying attention to where those sensations are, what the sensations are, and just seeing if you can stay in the shape without having to kind of figure out why the sensations are there. Just allowing yourself to experience the sensations with no judgment. Focusing on the breath. And of course, if there's any risky type pain, just making your way out of the shape, or maybe making your way out of it just a little bit. Maybe changing something in the shape so it's not so intense. Take 3 more breaths. And then gently start to press back, make your way out of the shape, nice and slow, don't rush it. Take a little moment, do whatever kind of movement or maybe stillness that you feel the body needs. So it sounds a little bit weird, but coming into a plank can sometimes be quite nice, or it feels like a nice release for the front of the hip. Maybe it's a downward facing dog, or maybe it's a child's pose. So just checking in with yourself, doing what works best for you. So I've got some good news, I've got some bad news, depending on how you want to look at it. But we will be doing the other side. So making your way back to the hands and knees, just making that alignment of the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder. This time the left foot will come around the outside of the left hand, and the right knee will start to shift back. And again, you may need some support underneath the bottom of the back knee. Just be willing to negotiate with yourself. So it may feel really different to the other side, and it may have to look a little different too. So don't try and force the body into a position that doesn't feel right, or it doesn't feel safe in the body. If it causes lots of pain or causes you to tighten up, it's a little bit of a sign that maybe you're in just a little bit of the wrong position. Find your breath, nice and smooth. And finding the effort from the upper body pressing down evenly through both palms. And seeing if you can sink the hips down towards the mat. And then we just experience whatever is happening throughout the body. See if you can relax the muscles around the eyes, muscles of the jaw. If you hear some snoring, it's my doggy Aria. She didn't want to be on camera today. She's just to the side of me. And a good old snore. Remember, from the beginning, we can focus our breath to where we want it to go in our body. So maybe it's to the front of the right hip. You can breathe in nice and deeply, filling up the system. And then as you breathe out, just gently letting it go. Maybe there's a little bit more give in the body, but we let the breath initiate that. So if it's there, it's going to naturally give. And if it's not, we just let whatever be, be. Take 3 more breaths. And then very slowly pressing yourself back. Taking your time. And continuing to pay attention to what's happening in your body. So it's not just being in the shape, it's the coming out of it. You might feel little rushes of energy through certain areas of the body. We're going to do one more shape. So another one, opening up this time both sides of the front of the body. So really working through the stomach and the spleen meridian line today. Great way to bring some energy into the body. So we're going to be doing saddle, not to be confused with straddle. I'm pretty sure I've got that right. Sometimes I do confuse it. Grab yourself some cushions. If you don't have one, if you've got a bolster, grab that. So you're going to be sitting just with your hips between your feet. And if this is too much for you, take one leg out and do one leg at a time, and I'll give you the cue to kind of change sides as we hold the shape. So you can be sitting like that. So just to show from the camera view, one leg would be bent and the other leg would be out straight. So we're looking for something to happen through the top of the thigh, possibly coming up into the front of the hip. But if you find yourself sitting and you think, oh no, I'm already getting a lot happening, maybe this is where you stay. So the invitation is there to start to shift the body back. And if you are going to go back, just want to lift the hips, tuck them under. So think top of the hips to bottom of the rib cage. And then maybe you start to lay all the way back onto your bolster. And you can build the floor so it comes up to you. So if you've got blocks, if you've got lots of cushions, you can kind of make it so maybe you're here instead. Maybe you're all the way down the ground. I generally like to start with the bolster, and then if I feel like the call is there, I remove the bolster sort of near the end. So it can be a little overwhelming, this shape, as it can be quite strong for a lot of people. So please just work with where you're at today. So we're never going for risky type pain or to the point where we can't relax into it. So yin is all about letting go. We want to be as passive as we can. Once you've found the position that allows you to relax as much as you can, take yourself through that little checklist of focusing on your breath, breathing in nice and smoothly, breathing out just as smoothly. And then let the mind just start to pay attention to what's happening in the body. So the sensations, they might be really strong, or maybe there's more subtle ones as you start to settle. Even checking in, maybe you could let go that little bit more. The shoulders are hunched up around the ears. If you're gripping, maybe you're squeezing your butt. If it feels okay, letting that relax. And if you are doing one side at a time, just swapping sides now. I didn't almost just forget. So the stomach and the spleen have a lot to do with our digestive system. what we bring into our system as well, and utilizing that as energy in our body, in our mind. Knowing that it's not just what you consume food-wise, it's what you consume in all areas of life. So what you watch, you read, what you listen to, the people that you spend your time with. Taking 3 more breaths. And then very slowly make your way up and out of the shape, just taking your time. You may want to reverse the curve through the spine, taking a child's pose. Just allowing that to settle into the system. So instead of going into our resting pose, we're going to do a little bit of tapping on the body. And we're going to focus first on what we call as the tribal gatherings of different areas of the body, big areas for lymph nodes where the lymphatic system flows through. And we want that to be free enough for that to flow through. So we've got that nice kind of system working well, because there's a lot to do with your energy levels, your immune system, and a lot of other things in the body as well. So 6 different areas that we're going to focus on first. So above the collarbone, sort of like the main kind of area here. So it's going to take one arm, do the left side first, do the right side. It doesn't really matter as long as you do both. So you're going to just tap just above the collarbone area. It doesn't have to be super hard, just lightly tapping there. You might go above and then a little bit below. And then doing the other side. So this is awesome thing to do. Just at any time of the day if you're feeling a little bit lethargic. Get things moving through your system. And then coming just underneath the armpit area, kind of near the pectoral muscle, and then just lightly tapping in that area. And then moving to the other side. And as you're doing this, just breathing nice and smoothly in and out of the nose. And then coming to the stomach area, just slightly tapping up. Got one of the biggest lymph nodes kind of around this area here. The lymphatic system, it needs movement to be moving well. You can do that through breathing, through diaphragmatic breathing, through movement. Bouncing is really good, but tapping is also a really great way. And just coming to the front of your hip area here. And just tapping, just lightly tapping, kind of moving up. We want to think kind of coming up the body. We are going to do the rest of the body, but for now we're going to get these major points going. You might already feel that kind of something happening through the system. Coming up to a standing position, just behind your kneecaps here. So slightly tapping there. And then just on the balls of your feet, just going to start to take just a little bounce up and down. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go into the tapping now. So generally start from the left side, and just going to start to tap up and towards that collarbone area. I'm not going to start just tapping sort of along the arm. You might go from the palm up. So first unblocking all those major areas to allow it to flow, and then moving to the other side. And you might do some on the back of the shoulder there. So always think coming up, kind of like a highway. If there's a bit that's blocked, if we just went from the bottoms up, there's a bit that is blocked. It's going to get jammed up and jam up the whole system. And then again, making your way to that armpit area, maybe across the chest, and then coming down into the stomach area, up the rib cage. Can come all the way along the back and do a little bit of like a closed fist one. And then coming down to the thighs, coming all the way along, around and up. If you're in an office, you might have the person next to you wondering what the hell's going on. Get them to join in. They probably need it too. And then coming down to the bottom of the legs. And for some reason, this is always my favourite part, but you're going to come down to the feet, the tops of the feet, and you're just going to slap them as hard as you can. And find a nice little bounce again. Oh, you can definitely feel that. I hope you can feel that too. All those sensations, that is energy moving through your system. Whew. Amazing. Awesome. So I hope you're feeling a little bit more energized than you were beforehand. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Liz, and I'll see you next time.